Good morning, everybody. Paul here from Warden's Farm. It is the 15th of July and it's 80 degrees right now. It's 8 o'clock in the morning and we're getting ready to go into the bees and do a little bit of work. One, we got to go ahead and harvest the rest of the honey that I left on there that needs to be harvested. And with the dearth being on, we're going to have to be quick about it because the bees will go into a feeding frenzy quickly and try to rob out hives. How do I know that? Let's turn the camera around. This is a little feeding station that I put out just to see how the bees are. I put 2 pint jars, or as you were, 2 quart jars in here, and you can see the bees in there just trying to kill it. So they have killed 2 quarts of 1-to-1 sugar water in no time. So it took them about a day. So with that, we got to get over here and we got to go ahead and look at our beehives. And our beehives, as we walk by the grapevines here, you can see are right up over here. And I got a hive butler stage there in case we pull any honey. We have a few hives that still have queen excluders on them, and those are the ones that we're going to check. And we also have our 1-to-1 sugar water that we'll be putting into feeders if they need it. We also have our Homestead Essential robbing screen that we'll put on some. Some get the metal ones, and then the ones that have to get a feeder put in that I haven't put it in, that's what this box is for. That way the frames that I got to pull out to make it from a 10 to an 8 or a 9 to an 8, I got a place to put them. That way the bees don't go crazy after them. I'm mainly going to pull out any frames that aren't being worked in the deeps to put these feeders in right here. And then that way the bees will have plenty to eat. So let's move on to the next frame. Now, where's my smoker? I know it's around there somewhere. I'm gonna smoke these girls a little bit. Now, let's continue this on. This box doesn't look too impressive. Probably will end up having to take the box off, remove the queen excluder, and look down below. So let's pop off this box. I refer to these things as boxes, but this is a deep because I was trying to get it filled up, but the bees weren't having it. So let's take off this queen excluder and see what's under there. Not much there. A little bit of honey there. We got to leave that for them for the winter. Now let's pull this box off because there's not much here, and check down below, see what's going on down there. Not much going on. We got the feeder in, so we're going to take some 1-to-1 sugar water, add it. Now that that's done, we'll close everything up and get this hive put back together. One of these inspections I'm going to have to put the deep down below and then have the medium or super on top, because I want to overwinter these hives with 2 deeps and a medium. Let's get this top cover put on and close this up so we can move on to the next hive. I the inner cover on. Now let's put the outer cover, and there you go. Arrange my bricks, grab my marker, make my notes on the tape, and then move to the next hive. Queen right, and eggs, larvae. Let's get into hive number 1. We're just going to do a quick inspection here. It's got a little bit of honey here. Let me show you. This way you get a little better look at what I'm looking at. You can see the honey. Now I'll show you another frame. But first let's look down below. We're going to have to add some food to this feeder. And we're only going to add a half a gallon, which is 2 quarts. I put the food in 1 gallon jugs to make it easier to put it in, rather than putting 25 gallons in the ATV and having that running up here. This one looks pretty good so far. Yeah, take a look at that. I'll harvest this frame. Let's get the brush. Let's brush off these bees. Do it nice and gentle so you don't make them mad. And we gotta hurry and get this put away so other bees don't smell this honey that I'm trying to get. Here's my box. We walk down here and get it. Put it in this hive butler. And let's go ahead and drop it in. And let's pull this up by the hive so I don't have to walk so far. Invert the cover. It'll still keep the bees out. Next frame, hopefully one side looks good. Let's see what the other side looks like. Yeah, it's got a lot on cap there, so let's put it back. Let's check the next frame. And it's looking good, but I'd like to have a little bit more honey in there. Yeah, this is not looking as good as I thought, so we'll see. Let's see what they got underneath this medium. I have a box for making comb honey, and I don't know what they've done to it, but we'll take a look at it here in a minute. Moving into hive number 10. We'll take the brick off, take off the outer cover. That's a inner cover that we're looking at. You can see plenty of bees in this hive, but the deep is on the top. I'll want to put this on the bottom when I'm done with this inspection. That way we can have the deep on the bottom so the queen can work up. And we'll take a look and see what's going on in there. Let's remove this deep and set it off to the side. And then let's check this super and see if it's got any honey ready. It does have a cool excluder below this, and the honey's looking good. I'll definitely harvest this frame. Where's my brush? There it is. Let's gently brush off these bees. That way we can get right back inside the hive. And just like before, we got to move with a little bit of speed so we don't get these bees going in a frenzy. So let's put this off into the hive butler. And let's move on to the next frame. It's looking like there's plenty of honey in some of these frames. So, yeah, that's a good looking frame too. You can see they're new frames from this year. I didn't write the date on the top of them, which I still have yet to do. I'll get around to it soon. Changing over to hive number 12. This has 3 supers on this hive. Only one I'm really looking at because the queen excluder is below this box. And that's some darker looking honey compared to the rest of the hives. So we'll brush this off. That's definitely going in the box. The next frame, same thing, darker honey. We're going to move this one into the hive butler as well. And let's move on to the next frame and see what that one's doing. This doesn't look as good as the others. Let's check this one out. Let's see what it's looking like. Yeah, it's good on one side. The other side, it's got a little patch in it. But let's knock the bees off it, get a better look. And take a look at there. We'll harvest this one anyways, because we'll be checking the percentage of the moisture in the honey. And we can always dehydrate that a little more too. This last frame here is not good enough to keep. So let's go ahead and pull this off and look at the super that's below the red super and see what's going on. Yeah, some of these frames look pretty good. We'll harvest what we can. And checking the next one, not so good. And that's got brood on it, so we don't need to even think about taking that frame. Moving on, it doesn't look like it's got too much more food sources in this one. So I think what we'll do is we'll put that frame back and then just move down and get into the bottom deep, because we got to add a feeder to this hive, but it doesn't have one yet. So I got to get around to adding that feeder. So what a perfect time to do it. Here we got to remove a frame because we got to make room for the feeder. Let's set this in front of the hive so the bees can crawl up. And in goes the feeder, nice and gently. Drop down, bang. So now we're good to go. We'll add 2 quarts of 1-to-1 sugar water to it. And that way the bees can use it to put in those empty cells. As soon as we get rid of the heat, I want to increase what we give them. But I only go with 2 quarts because if I add more, it'll just spoil with the heat in the 90s. Let's just add the boxes back one at a time. Then we'll add on the inner cover. Get that on. The bees are starting to fly around a little bit. So let's close this hive up. And now we'll add on the outer cover. And let's call it a day. So make our notes and we're done. All right. So we finished going through the hives. I got 2 that I've yet to go through, but they didn't have anything on it. They were fed just a week ago. This is what you call getting close to heat exhaustion, but I pushed through all the hives, got it done. Drinking club soda right now to help cool me down. But we did harvest 18 frames of mediums that were ready to be harvested of honey. One of the hives had 3 supers on it, but I left 2 and took half of one and piecemealed the rest of them. And then did a quick hive check. 2 hives I lost. The last time I was in them was on the 2nd. Today's the 15th, so that's 13 days. And wax moths took them over and wiped the hives out. And what's upsetting is one of the hives had 2
mediums that were full of honey, and I was letting them go till the others were ready, and I should have pulled them. So now I'm paying the price because I lost that honey with the wax moths. But I'll put it out there and I'll let the rest of the bees rob them out. Then I'll freeze the frames. And lesson learned: when you have honey and it's ready, pull it. Don't wait, just pull it. You can freeze it, you can hold it until you get the rest of the honey pulled, then you can unthaw it and spin them all at the same time. I knew better, but I gambled, I threw the dice, and I lost. So, lessons learned, and now the hives are all fed except for 2. I gotta make some more sugar water for them. I'll get that done later this afternoon, and then now we're down to a weekly check. But tonight, or probably tomorrow night, I'm gonna hit all the hives with OA just to start a oxalic acid treatment over the next 4 weeks. Even though they got Viroxin strips, I want to make sure there's no mites in there. So, Paul from Warden's Farm, have a blessed day. I gotta go cool off, and we'll see you on the next video.